As of 2025, I've only recently watched Gundam Seed, despite it being over 20 years old. Now, the Gundam Seed cast consists of many colorful characters. There's one in particular that caught my interest, and that would be Flay Ulster. Now, this chick gets a lot of hate from the fans. Personally, I like Flay. She's a great addition to the series. In truth, I can sympathize with why people dislike the character. I felt that way a little bit too when I watched the first half of the series. She keeps setting Kira up and messing with his head, not to mention her vendetta towards coordinators. And because Kira's a coordinator, she keeps switching from I love you to I hate you, back to I love you to I hate you again. This chick has Kira wrapped around her fingers, from the gaslighting, the emotional comfort, the sex. Damn, he sexed her real good. Good enough to get him and Sai hating on each other. And she and Sai were supposed to have an arranged relationship. The key term is arranged. However, all of these things are why she's such an interesting character. Flay's a wild one still. She tries pretty hard to get Kira's attention. It's nice that she looks after him though. But still, like I said, she be wildin'. Like that time when she's projecting herself on Kira when he's trying to work. Now for the big question. Should Flay have been a Gundam pilot? Yes. I think she should have been one. It would have been an interesting thing to see. In fact, it would have made her an even more interesting character. Now why do I think this? Allow me to explain. You see, she wanted revenge against Saft for what had happened to her father. All throughout the series, she kept gaslighting Kira to be the one to get revenge for her, also hoping he would get killed in the process. But check this out. Let's say things went down a different path. Let's say she were to volunteer to pilot the Gundam. Of course, the Earth Federation would be reluctant to having her pilot the mech, but it's possible that Kira would advocate for her. Now imagine Flay as a mobile suit pilot. After witnessing what happened to her father, she would have no problem getting the drop on Saft. The real question is, could she even pilot the Gundam to begin with? At the start, no, she wouldn't. Piloting a Gundam is a very complicated task. It requires a lot of mental strength, physical strength, and dexterity. You could make the argument that it depends on what type of mobile suit she uses. Many other things too, such as the switches, the pedals, the operating system. Lots of things to consider. Flay is mentally unstable for the most part. It would be challenging, but not impossible. Let's say they do manage to get her up to par. It would take a lot of effort. For example, when Sai tried to pilot the Gundam, he struggled a lot. This is proof enough that you can't just make anyone pilot the Gundam. With the war going on, Flay would have a very tight window to get herself prepared. Maybe it doesn't have to be a Gundam. It could be a different mobile suit. Granted, I could picture her needing to spend a lot of time recovering from the action. At least she's got Kira there to look after her. You might be wondering, why am I thinking about this? The reason is because, personally, I don't like the direction they went with the character. They could have done a better job writing her. Her being manipulative and mentally deranged worked for the first half of the series. But then having her be a damsel in distress kinda ruined the character for me. And to top it off, she gets killed in the last episode. There's only one thing I'm confused about. Why does she call Raleigh Crescent Daddy?
Daddy!
I must be missing something here. It could be a trauma response, but the story doesn't establish it any further. Oh well. If they had made her become a pilot and have a redemption arc, that would have been a lot better. Then she could be amongst the cast for Gundam Seed Destiny, which has its own issues, but that's another story. What do you guys think? Share your thoughts with me in the comments.